let's see how you do under pressure. Oh, yeah, I've been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Okay, hey. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra. Work with me, you know that I got it. Come with me, let's take a trip to the islands. We up on the jet, we'll do more than just fly on it. Stand on that hill, you gon' die on it. Boom, boom. Baby, I'm not one of them, you should try on it. Miss me with all that, I'm on to the next. Whip this up, I send you back to your ex. But good luck with that, this is big as it gets. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. Give them a name to remember. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever. Yeah. Oh shoot, they don't let me shoot a whole clip. Firepower in this coalition. Hey, yeah, let's see how you do under pressure. Oh, yeah, I've been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Okay, hey, yeah, ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra. Work with me, you know that I got it. Come with me, let's take a trip to the islands. We up on the jet, we'll do more than just fly on it. Stand on that hill, you gon' die on it. Boom, boom. Baby, I'm not one of them, you should try on it. Miss me with all that, I'm on to the next. Whip this up, I send you back to your ex. But good luck with that, this is big as it gets. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. Give them a name to remember. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever. Yeah. Oh shoot, they don't let me shoot a whole clip. Firepower in this coalition.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got a good one tonight. All right, y'all know we're about to get it in all night tonight. We got a show today at 6. We got one at 8:30. And so y'all know we're about to get it in, man. Tonight, man, I have the opportunity, the honor and privilege to bring up, man. Listen, man, bro, we was just talking backstage for a few minutes about how we grew up, man. Me and him grew up in the same town together, man. It was like Wakanda, man. Everybody knew everybody. Everybody looked out for everybody, man. It was just, we grew up in a great time, man. And so without further ado, man, I just want to bring my brother up to the stage tonight. But before I do, man, guys, thank you for being here tonight. I want you guys to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as you're coming in. I know you guys are coming in. You're not used to this show being early show. However, hit the like button when you come in. And I want you guys to be able to go over to Courtney's channel as well. It's called Lit. I'll let him introduce it when he comes in so you guys can subscribe to his channel because they're doing great things over there as well. So I want to bring him up. But before I do, guys, you got to go on Amazon. You got to go on Kindle. You got to go and order this book right here. All right. To support a young Black, come on. A young Black author, father, husband, hardworking man who is out here in the streets. And this man has put together this book, and you guys should definitely go support it. Understanding Your God of Your World. And if you look at it, look how he put it up. I got to ask him about it, how he came up with the title, because the spelling, the punctuation, the capitalization, all that is just, it's all put together well. So, man, without further ado, I want to welcome my brother from another mother, man. Man, Courtney is in the building tonight.
Yo, so man, appreciate you for having me. That intro, you know what I'm saying, the video, and then, then you talking to me. I feel like Viola Davis told a little girl on the hip, you is kind, you is smart, you is important. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for making me feel important, man. Thank you for having me on your platform, man. And kudos to you for the platform. I see how many people you actually have on at one time, how many people actually engage with it. You know, we might get, whether it gets 10 views or 10 million, man, it's impacting people. It's impacting somebody. And for you to take something that was in your mind and have the testicular fortitude to put it out, knowing how our people can be,
man,
and who gonna say what and all that, man. That's kudos to you for that, and appreciate you for giving me a platform to come on to tonight, man.
Yeah. Now, before you get started before we get started with the book, man, I want you to shout out your platform, right? Because we want to support your platform too. You have a platform with Edgar Jones, who I also grew up with as well. They have a podcast together, man. Tell us about your podcast, how they can go subscribe to it.
Yeah, man. So our podcast is called the litcode.com. I mean, the Lit Code Podcast. We do have the litcode.com. It's our website, but we're on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Ghana Podcast, Apple Podcast, wherever you can listen to a podcast or see it, we on it. And it's under the Lit Code. That's LIT. Now lit stands for illuminated in thought. The word illuminated is no longer used, but it naturally meant to light or to bring light to. And used to just be a connector word for us at first, Joe. We just needed something to tie in to make it lit. You know what I'm saying? Right. The acronym Absolutely. Lit. But once you really think about in, well, the only way out is in. And most of everything we do starts internally first, and then it comes out. So in is a very important word there. And then thought, we wanted people to be lit in thought and be able to think through the light instead of through the darkness. We all have probably a million thoughts going through our head a day. Your ability to pick the right ones, though, is what we want you to be able to shine light on and be lit in thought, not just in what you wear and what you got on, but be a thinking person. So that's what the acronym stands for, is the Lit Code. You can catch us anywhere. Like I said, shout out to Edgar Jones.
Yeah, shout out to Ed,
Raven, my family, my cousin, my business partner. That's my right hand. So shout out to him as well. But yeah, that's where y'all can catch us at anywhere.
Hey man, I appreciate that, brother. Make sure y'all go over and like and subscribe over to Lit. So now I want to get to this book, man. All right. Listen. I had an opportunity to read the book, man. I knew you told me it was going. You say, hey, when you read it, you're gonna have. I told him about a week ago. I said, I got some questions. Questions, right? But when I was reading the book, man, you took me back. Let me start off with what the book was for me. Now, guys, listen, we're not gonna give y'all all the gumbo, right? We're gonna start at the root here, because we want y'all to buy the book and read it for yourself. But we're gonna stay on the surface level. So, some of the things I read in the book, man, that took me back, man, is when you opened the book up by talking about Rayville, Louisiana, my brother. Listen, man, bruh, we are from this town, man, where it's just number love, man. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I just think about, Miss Tina George, man, just, back in the day, man, George, man, rest in peace to him. And he owned the funeral home in the town, man. Coach Lewis, man. Yeah, I remember you was posting all the stuff during homecoming. Coach Lewis, man, Coach Terry Brown, man, all these different people, man. You just sparking so many memories from these people, man. But I want to talk about the organization called Rock. Now, Rock is raising our children collectively. All right. Mm-hmm. Now, when you read the book, he goes into detail about what Rock is. And so I think in the world we're living in today, we don't have that, Courtney. So can you explain to them in the book what you meant when you were talking about Rock?
Yeah, so Rock is actually Rock 2 now. It's our nonprofit organization. And it was birthed by myself and Deshaun Ship Robinson, who's no longer
Rest
with
in
us,
peace, man.
One of the pillars of our community, who started out in the streets and then transitioned into the business world. And then he and I actually like 8 years apart in age, but we linked up later on, doing taxes, bail bonds, and all that stuff. And it's just started out 1 year. It was actually when Mika Shea passed. She had a wreck. And we were going around, we were collecting money to actually give out Christmas gifts to the less fortunate. And that just so happened to be Toy. Actually, I called Toy. She had a donation for me.
Yeah.
She opened the door. She gave me the donation. I turned around, knocked on the door, and I had this big bundle of money that we put in out of our own pockets, but a lot of people had put in together. And so from there, I realized that as much as we want the mayor or the state or whoever to do for us, I realized that just by pooling together the resources around the community, that we could do stuff for people in need, right? So myself and 5 other people, we can get together and give out enough backpacks, because Raven ain't a big place.
No.
Enough backpacks to take care of all the students, right? Because you can buy them in bulk. And if 4 or 5 people do that, then what if 1,000 of us did it, right?
Yeah.
Think about it like this. What if 1,000 of us actually pulled together $5 a week, right? $20 a month. 1,000 people that's complaining and say it ain't nothing going on, ain't nothing we can do, ain't nothing for the kids. Well, that's $20K a month, right? That's $240 a year if we willing to do it. So that was the basis of it and the concept of it. From there, man, we do ham, turkey, and jacket giveaways every year. We do backpack giveaways. We try to give away bikes and stuff for Easter. But this year we're gonna be more in their face, because I do a lot of it. Edgar's where he is, I'm where I'm at. It's hard for me to be there. And I don't want to just throw stuff at the kids. I want them to actually see us in person. Then we actually need to set up some people who are already there in the community that live there to be an extension of what we're doing. So they'll always be in their face. We're working on a weekend cleanup program. We take some of the young men, put them with some mentors, feed them, go out, pick up trash, come back, have an open discussion about hygiene or financial literacy or college or not even college, but maybe certifications. So that's what it is, man. And it's just trying to raise our children, because like Joe said, that place we come from is one thing we ain't short on is talent.
Nope.
It's plenty of talent, but the direction part has taken the back seat. When we came up, George Tennant, D. John, Preacher, Mayor Berry, I can't think of Camirio's mama name, but all these people were there to make sure we had stuff to do.
Rest in peace to them too, man.
Yeah, rest in peace. And we had something to do all the time. Miss Peller, my godmother, Miss Thelma Peller, Miss Nettie Lee was probably 5'2", but a giant.
Giant, yeah.
As far as making sure we had something to do and we were pointed in a certain direction. So I'm just trying to bring that back. That's what Rock's all about, bringing that back and seeing what we can do with this talent that we got, man.
Yeah, now talk to me about the music part of it, because I know that you're a big part of music, and I know that we were talking about, and I'm gonna name some names in a minute, but even my brother, my little brother Nick, man, shout out to Big Nick, my brother. You have been, instrumental in his life as far as his music, and so tell us about the music where you started and where you are now with it, and how you support others.
So, man, I actually started freestyling, and like everybody else, we all thought we could freestyle in the South. We grew up a little different. We learned about the Jay-Z's and all that later.
Right.
We were 8 Ball MJG, Scarface, Bun B, Pimp, Zero, Slim Thug, Hot Boys. That was our vein of who we were. And then by the time we were coming on up, the guys in Texas had started this freestyling thing.
Yeah.
Now, New York freestyle means I'm gonna recite something I wrote. Our freestyle means off the dome, right on the spot.
Dome. Yeah.
So my big cousin Quentin Brown, who we recently interviewed.
What's up, Big? What's up, Q?
Quint, Dale, Mario were all known for being able to freestyle. So I would try to jump in between. But for the longest, I thought, because I was the smart kid in honors, and I didn't think I was supposed to be rapping. So for the longest, I never recorded nothing. When I finally did, Ship was one of the first people to hear it. He started putting money behind Let's Get in the Studio. And then I let my dad hear, and I remember being so nervous about letting him hear it, because my dad, don't play with vocals. So, and he a blues man. But I remember Master P dropped, maybe it wasn't Master, maybe it was Fiend that came out, and Tim had a black Cadillac, and he pulled up. He was letting me and Scat listen to it on the garage, and Daddy walked up and he heard all that cussing, and boy, he pitched the Wayne Bang Doodle. So I was scared, but when he heard it, he actually cried, because the first song I let him hear was about the dedication to my daughter. So I started there, but then, man, as I started to get older and look at the impact that words have and music has on our people, I'll give you the perfect example right here. before we play football, we turn on some Lil Jon and the East Side Boys, and we get crunk, right? Then Phil Collins would kind of calm us down a little bit until it got to the beat part, and we'll get crunk again.
Yeah.
Then the national anthem till it got to, and we raised the helmets up.
Right.
We crunk. We play the game. We leave the game. We shower up. We go to a party, right? We get crunk all through the party. Now we got our girl, so the DJ do us a favor right at the end. He slow it down. Play us a little Keith Sweat back in the day.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Get us set up for that mood. And then we'll get up Sunday and we'll get set up for another mood, right? In church. And they'll sing us a certain type of way. So music moves you.
Yeah.
And I also know how important we learn by listening. So if I ask you, Joe, what come after Q? If you don't know to say it right off the bat, you'll sing it in your head, whether you tell me you're going to sing it or not. I know that's what you're doing. So that's how powerful it is. We remember that from singing it. So I started to be aware of some of the stuff I was saying, like talking about lean and hoes and this and that and the third. And I kind of started feeling like, well, maybe I need to go in another direction. With this,
yeah.
Which leads me to Nick. Nick and I did music before. But then I decided, I'm like, man, let's just go into this Southern Soul thing, because that's real deep into our culture too. And so I think he and I probably have like 6 songs together right now. And even if it ain't a song I wrote, I make sure I get behind him on whatever he's doing. So right now, we're in that vein, and I still do music. It's just probably not what the status quo is used to now, as far as we too old to be talking about drilling and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
all this stuff. So
we got fans
like that's out of there.
So yeah, man. So I appreciate that, man. So getting into the book more, man. And some of the things that, man, that some of the names that's in this book, man, that I read, and man, some of these people, man, it just bring back so many memories of brotherhood and bring back memories of, you know, being at football games and seeing them standing on the track. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just a difference. So I'm gonna name these names, bro. First, I just want to call out Ship, man. You know, rest in peace to Ship, man. He, like you said, he was a pillar in the community, bro. Man, so shout out to him. Wooga, man. When I seen Wooga, bro, I just dropped my head, and when I read that in the book, man, I was like, damn, boy, Wooga, man, I miss Wooga, bro. Wooga crazy as hell, man. But he'll see me, what? You know, he's just crazy like that, man. And my boy Lil Charles, man, you know, me and Lil Charles were thick as thieves. Boy, that was my guy. That was my guy, man. Me and Lil Charles, man, go way, way, way back, bro. Yeah. And then our barber, the dude that cut everybody hair, Tim Damn Green, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, he's cut my hair from time I was, man, I can even remember going up to the shop, bro. Donna Sue, he was up there first, then he went over by what's the hair store? Fashion World.
Fashion World, but he's behind Walmart for that.
Walmart, man.
Yeah.
And so, man, he cut all our hair, man, cut my daddy hair, cut my brother's hair, man. Now, you know, even before he left, my nephew's hair, man. So shout out to Tim. Chris Hayes, man. I don't even know. I mean, there's just a lot to say about that guy. Man, Chris Hayes, man. That's my guy. And then Anita Tennant, man. George Tennant, bro. Her dad, man. You know, Big E Green, bro. You know, Don Brown, the junk man. Come on, bro. When you said his name, I said, hell no. This Drake got everybody in the damn book, man. So, man, I was so happy to see some of these names could put a smile on your face, bro. Mm-hmm. It lights you up when you hear these people because they were so influential in your life. And, you know, I think about D-John all the time, man. That was just a good man. And, you know, it just hurts you knowing that all those good men gone. And now you think to yourself, you know, man, what we going to replace these men with? Right? Because that was a lot of great men right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who going to step up in them spots? Them some big shoes to fill right there, you know? And Ray just ain't the same without him, bro. It ain't the same without Preacher, man. It ain't the same without those guys.
Nah, it ain't. We just lost another in Big Coco, Carlos Thomas.
Yeah.
There's another that cut our hair was one of the only blue chip All-Americans Rave ever seen at football. He was doing a lot in the community. He brought back Little League program a couple of years ago. Doing a lot, and then his untimely death due to health reasons, man, it just happened. So rest in peace to him. My brother Wooger, rest in peace. His birthday was 3 days ago. So I just talked to Mama Val on the phone for a few minutes, just checking in on her, making sure she was straight on his birthday, man. And you asked the question, how we gonna feel it? Is really we up next, Joe. We up now, not next. If you look at the age that they were when they were doing all this great stuff, it's the age we're at right now.
Yep.
Now the problem is a lot of our people that our age, quite frankly, I don't think they think they're grown yet. They still, you know what I'm saying? They want to do certain stuff.
Yeah, man.
And be cool and be like Moses D. John Wilkins did not care 1 ounce if you thought he was cool or not. He finna get dead on your head then and there.
Right then and
there. Sometimes he would curse you out without using any cursing words. He was big on vocabulary, right? And he'd even give you something to give to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Next time, call him an ignoramus. He'll say something like that, and you'll be thinking, what? And that's how he was.
Right, you see him with them slacks on, with that polo shirt tucked in, or a suit. Shit, man,
suited and booted. He from another era that I talked about that in the book. There was a suit and tie era of black entrepreneurs and businessmen who were so big on education and bettering, and somewhere along the line, they took that from us and pushed the Ninos and our Dolomites and all that to us. You know what I'm saying? And we took that on as that's cool. It's more cool to be that than those guys. And now we're in the ramifications of that. So we gotta do our part to bring those types back, man. That's gonna be big if we expect our people to go on and do anything past what we've been doing. It's gonna take us and some right under us to denounce certain stuff and bring back other stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it's gotta go.
And what I was proud of, man, looking back on our town, man, seeing Derek and Delvin take over bring their band back, bro. Because that was a big part of the community. Boy, we used to rock that thing. So it's just to see that, I was like, man, I'm so proud of them boys, man. Yeah. And I got to see them when I went to Grambling Homecoming, because they were there, and I was like, man, I'm so proud of y'all, boy. Appreciate that, man. Y'all killing it, bro. So good to see that come back. Good to see Shay out there with them flag girls. You know what I'm saying? Just like back in the day. And so just seeing the community coming back, man, seeing them taking those roles and bringing it back, man. My pop's been driving the bus. Shit.
Oh, man.
How long my dad been on them buses, bro? Ooh, what, 29 years probably?
Since Moby Dick was a minnow, man.
Man.
And Kermit the Frog was a pollywog. That's how long he been doing.
Bro, him, Solomon Staten, bro, together, that's probably 60 years of bus driving, bro. That's crazy, man.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, man. Yep. Shout out to them. But for being in the community too, because when you see them, the football, he either driving the band or the football team or the damn cheerleaders. They just down the road every Friday, they gone. Shit. But man, so I want to get to the book. Again, guys, I got the book right here. Go to Amazon right now. It's called Understanding Your God of Your World by Courtney Anderson. That's who's with us tonight. And thank y'all for being here tonight. Hit the like button, subscribe button. I see a lot of people came in. Blaze said, human life is irreplaceable, but people could become somewhat spiritual successors if they pass on the lessons and wisdoms they were taught, man. Thank you, Blaze, man. I appreciate you, brother, for them. Make sure y'all put those comments in there, man. Put those comments. That's who else we got in here. What We Know podcast, say Black Men Unfiltered Network. Salute to you and guest Courtney. All right, appreciate you. What We Know podcast, appreciate you, man. Blaze, all right, we got Blaze Reckless say he's in the building and he's tuning in. Appreciate you, Reckless. Lady Navoa is in the building. Lady Navoa, thank you for being here, sweetheart. I appreciate you for taking over that moderation job tonight. So I appreciate that for taking care of me. Lady Navoa always take care of me in the chat, and she run that entire chat over here. So I appreciate her every night for coming in here. King Jers, what's up, man? What's going on with you, brother? All right. So I want to get into the book, guys. Understanding Your God of Your World. And I have some questions here, my brother. Here we go. Let's start. Yeah. Woo. Hold on a minute. Chapter 1, breaking the chains of religion, society, race, and culture. Right? You're not, and you went into talking about Macedonia. Dude, I ain't been to Macedonia in years. First Baptist, bro. And you talked about that. Wasn't Clarence Jackson the pastor of Macedonia?
Yep.
Yeah,
Jackson was my pastor the whole time I was there.
Yep. And
I was between Rem Jackson and D.A.J. Mansfield, right across the road, right across the field at First Baptist. So those were my two.
Mansfield used to rock it out, man. I'm picturing Mansfield in my head right now. Golly. You know what, bro? I'm gonna say this real quick before we get back into it. Somebody sent me a link today, and I looked at it. They say Reverend Reed been in the preaching business for 50 years, bro. They celebrate his 50 years in the ministry, bro, on I think the 13th of January. I think that's just this coming up weekend. So I was like, man, bro, 50 years. And you know, Reed used to kill everybody. Everybody was gonna see Reed, man.
One of the flies to do it for sure.
Man, man, Reverend Reed got ring on every finger, boy.
Every finger,
man. Come on, Reed. But
might have some fur on, man. And smart guy socks, man, and you know the gold gets glistening on the two. Before you go on, since I mentioned Reed and I mentioned Uncle George, I gotta say rest in peace to Reverend Woods. Reverend Albert Woods Sr. I learned so much from that dude about everything, man.
Everything,
and
he kept
rest
it straight.
In peace to Red.
He kept it straight. Come on now. He was a preacher, but he kept it real with you.
Yeah, he kept it real. Yep.
And when he preached, man, forget about it, man. But man, I just, like I said, I miss all of them, man. Rest in peace to him, and shout out to his son, Albert as well, man. It's good to talk about your daddy, man, because he was one of them juggernauts in the pulpit too, man. Now town. So in the first chapter, you said, well, I'm gonna go over it because, like I said, we're gonna get to it. But in the first chapter, when you said breaking the chains of religion, society, race, and culture, in your perspective, without giving too much information, because I do want people to go and buy the book. But give me your, what are you when you saying that? What are you saying when you say you want to break the chains of religion, society, race, and culture?
Well, I feel like especially the disclaimer, first of all, before I go into this, I do have a business partner, which is Edgar Jones. So I want everybody to understand that my way of thinking is my way of thinking. So I do want to separate that before we get too deep in anything. I also want to say that if you noticed, part of my book, I wrote it in 2020 during the pandemic. Part of it is a letter to my people, our people of color. And so when I say that, as far as over here, everything that we were taught was given to us or forced on us at some point, from religion to where we're supposed to fit it in society and all this stuff. And our people, since we don't really know where we come from for real, outside of 400 years of slavery here, well, we rush to jump in all these boxes. And as you do that, you start to kind of get away from self. I want to be over here with these people. I like what they say. Well, maybe I need to be over here, or we want to belong to something, so we rush to fit in.
Right.
And for me, to get closer to what I call big God, you have to get away from some of that, because the more you dive into it and where it comes from, where a lot of stuff comes from, the more you realize you don't know. But what you do know is when I'm about to do something wrong, I know I hear some say, hey, man, don't do that. And I know I hear something else say, hey, man, fuck it, we going.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. Come on. Hell yeah.
And so since I know that, I can believe whatever, but believing and knowing is two different things. Right. So I believe these guys, I believe the black Muslims, right? I believe the Christians, right? I believe they might be right, I believe. But I know for a fact, when I'm about to do it, when we break it down to where I live it, I hear both. I know I was born with both. So when I talk about breaking those chains, I'm talking about the inferiority complex we grew up with, black to white. I'm talking about some of the more rigorous judgments that come along with being a Christian. I'm talking about some people who do nothing but wrong, telling you what to do right. So a lot of times, some of the ways we was raised, it's even so close. Mom and dad wasn't always right either. Right. And when we get older, guess what our kids gonna say? The same. They gonna figure it out. Yep. You know what I'm saying?
Same thing.
So freeing yourself from all that is what I'm talking about. when I say breaking the chains of religion, culture, and all that stuff, just kind of freeing yourself up to be empty enough to be filled, or be empty enough to grow. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay. All right. Now, because one of the excerpts in your book I wrote it down here, it says college dominant religions were chosen and pushed by the winners of wars and manipulated to keep the less powerful in a submissive role. Can you go into what you mean when you go into that?
So there's an African proverb that says, until the lion learns how to write, the story will always favor the hunter. Right? Because he the one writing the story. Right. So historically, just over time, every time a empire took over another one, where they wiped the slates clean of their history, their religions, all of that. Now having being a woman or a small child will get you saved. Me and you will get killed first, right? Because we're gonna push what we believe in, right? But they need the women to make sure they keep up. Some of them be just sex slaves, but some of them got to breed in this new crop of people, right? And the young boys would probably be whooped or beat into submission into whatever that is, right? So whenever, which ancient Latin meant Rome, Greece, and all those people, when they took over, we worship Zeus and and all of them. When whoever else took over you, so most of the time it was whoever won. And then to take it a step further for us in particular, because I was bringing back to us,
right?
When we came here, we all know that the Jesus that we saw on the wall with his long blonde hair and blue eyes staring at you, that wasn't that. It was to make Master look like what God was, and so we'll keep following that. If you look at the word black and the word white, right? It's another chain I'm talking about. Go look it up in the dictionary. I won't even go into it for y'all. Just go look it up. Look up what white means and all the great stuff it's connected to, and then look up what black means and all the negative stuff it's connected to. Think about us calling each other nappy and your nose ugly and all this coming up, and what they taught us beauty was versus us. And then you got them certain people trying to look like us in the end.
Right.
So that's what I'm talking about. Whoever won the wars, whoever were dominant, were the ones who got to push what we all learned and what we all live off of, right? And since it's happened so much and the world so old, we don't know where a lot of this stuff coming from if we really get down to it. So that's what I was talking about.
Now, you said as God of your world, you control the gravity of your success. And so when you say the God of your world, what are you saying to the audience tonight? What are you saying when they read your book and they read as God of your world, you control the gravity of your success?
So I'm big on words. I'm big on the etymology of words. And God didn't always mean that God, that supreme being, also meant Lord, which we call God too, Lord. But it's a lot of people that said they were Lord of the house. Lord actually comes from a word that used to mean bread, and then it later meant master of the bread, and then it later meant breadwinner, master of the household, the father, the dad, or whoever. That's where it came from. So in all actuality, in your world, I like to say, if there's 7 billion people in the world, then that's 7 billion different worlds, separate from the big word. We all come together to make, because we only see it through our eyes. The color red, when you see it, I think it's probably the same as how I see it, but I don't know that for sure, because you only seen it through your eyes. In your household, right? How many kids you got?
6, 3 boys, 3 girls.
Congratulations on that. But you do realize when they say daddy, that means 6 different things, because they experience you in 6 different ways. You see what I'm saying? Only through their perspectives. So when I say it's God of your word, I mean that you actually control what you eat, what you see, what you take in, where you at. You, especially the older you get into adulthood, you actually control that. So what I'm saying is you're Lord of your word, God of your word. I'm not saying, I want nobody to say, look, that's a dude that think he God. I'm not one of them. And I'm not trying to push or pull anybody towards a religion or way of faith. I'm not trying to lead a cult. I'm just saying, by definition of your world, the world you see through your eyes, you do rule that as an extension of big God, right? If we made in God's image, all your kids are human, right? Because a human being made them. So if God made us, well, I got that in me, so I'm part of that, right? And so I think he gives us dominion over our own little worlds, which is this temple. I said earlier, it meant master of the house. We say our body's a temple. You only live inside your body. You can say, I live in America, I live in Dallas, I live in this house. Joe open them eyes in the morning, they're coming from inside of here. That's where you live at. That's what I mean by that.
Okay, all right. So now, I also seen an excerpt that you use some scripture in here because you said a man's gift makes room for him, and you said, but you said that you take these type of scriptures as food for the spirit, even if they come from different places. And so elaborate on that, because I don't want people to feel like you don't know what the word says, because we grew up in this. And because I read in chapter when you first open the book up, it talks about how you used to go to church and how you used to have differences with your parents. Like, man, listen, I ain't feeling this here. And so, and your attendance went down a little bit. So tell us about, the scriptures, how they make sense to you, but you also feel the way you feel, because you said, I'm not religious, but I do understand in Proverbs 18:16, a man's gift makes room for him. But I don't take, then you said, I use it for food from the spirit, from different places. So explain what you mean by that.
So there's certain African proverbs, there's certain principles in Hinduism, there's certain Asian beliefs, the Tao Te Ching, the Wu Wei, and then there's certain things that were written before the Bible that the Bible did take certain principles from. So these principles have been around a long time. And if we're gonna say God is omniscient and omnipresent, omnipotent, when you put omni in front of a word, that means all encompassing. So for all the time that's been there, so it wasn't like that was the scripture was the first thing that came along. But if I read and it makes sense, I'm gonna use it. You know what I'm saying? No matter where it comes from. When I talked about breaking those chains, I have some buddies that are of Islamic faith that found that when they were in jail, they grew up Christian, right? And they were killing and running dope in New Orleans and other places. And they found that, and now they live so morally correct, man. And how can I say that's not God? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I know that we might not call it the same thing based on how we was raised, but I can't say that that's not God, because the world is so God's in everything. It's they found microorganisms on glaciers in the bottom of the Dead Sea that's alive. If it's living,
I saw that.
God's in it. You see what I'm saying? It's there. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, I think man's ego, just like the Greek, I talked about Greek mythology earlier. Well, before that, we would worship inanimate things like the sun, the ocean. And it's powerful. And man's need to animate things and make it like us, we said, well, Atlas, instead of the Axis, was the god that holds the world up. And it's got to be a sun god, and it's got to be a god of the wind, and Poseidon got to be this god of the ocean. No different from the tortoise and the hare. We needed them to talk like humans to understand the concept. You see what I'm saying? Again, I'm not refuting and saying who's right or who's wrong. What I'm saying is I really don't. There's no way for me to possibly know for sure. So I always bring it back to this internal thing, because that's all we got at the end of the day, this decision making. Trust me, being able to grow up in the church, my cousin being one of the largest pastors in our area, the funeral home full of preachers all the time. What I got to learn was that just because you can recite the word front to back and you can make 5 people pass out, at the end of the day, you still had a decision to make. And if they decided they was going to have a drink or go mess with these women over here and cuss these folks out, they made that decision internally and they did it. One of the biggest things that got me to this way of thinking was this. You think about it right now, this Sunday, matter of fact, whoever your pastor is, let's say he blow the doors off, right? And he gets to the point where he opens the doors of the church, right? And he reaches his hands out and he says, what does he say? Why don't you come?
Yeah. Why don't you come? Why the blood is still running warm in your veins? Why don't you come?
Exactly. Why don't you come? So if you have to come, and then he says, do you accept? If you have to accept it and you have to come, then how powerful are you in your word? Because you even accept if you're gonna let God or the devil in to run your world. You accept it. That's how powerful that decision is. He don't say, "Mama, bring that boy up here." Why don't you? I remember my mom and them when I went and took the seat. I asked, "Should I?" And they ain't tell me to go till I stopped asking them. And I said I wanted to. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And when you really just sitting with it in the wee hours of the night, and you just sitting with self, and you done had a bad day, you got to make the decision to concentrate on things that are from what I call the light side or the light energy or the God energy versus that other side. Because the other side is gonna take over. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think as people we gave it that animate form, but I think it's way too big if especially we're gonna call it omni anything. God's way too big and powerful for us to just say it's a human or he or matter of fact, the etymology of the word God used to be neutral. And he didn't get to until like the 1700s, they made it go towards man, a man instead of a woman, or being just neutral and being even how he showed up in the Bible, talking through clouds or rocks or rain, whatever. It's always God and everything. So that's just my thought on it. That's all.
All right, so I'm gonna go to the chat real quick. I got some people in the chat that's saying some things about what you're saying here, and all right, Alex P. Keaton says the more you know, you realize how much more you don't know.
How much you don't know.
That's him. Take heed to the messages in the building, man. Ooh, Take Heed is in the house. I'll see you later on. Take heed. Good to see you in the house. Alex Keaton came back with another one and said, religion was our first attempt at understanding the world. Luckily, we found science. All right. So that's what it is. Thank you, Alex, for being here tonight, man, and giving your perspective as well. So I want to go into some of the books. Let me grab my book here. I got my notes here, but I need to go to the book here because let's see here. So I want to go to, because like I said, we don't want to give too much, but I see the Clear Eyes. So I covered a little bit of the Clear Eyes already. But there's another one. Hold on just a second. Let me flip to it. I had a bookmark here. I think my son pulled a bookmark out. So let me get to it. Hold on just a second.
Okay.
All right,
while you're looking for that, I want to say that if you really read it, once you really get this book, you'll see I don't want anybody to think that this is a book that's trying to say Christianity is right or this is right or Scientology is right or none. If you read it, it ain't a lot of that in there. I just kind of use it to explain how I get to my way of thinking, and then the rest of it is about you. It ain't really, you know what I'm saying? Right. It's not really about that. It's some understanding in there about why things are a certain way. I got a chapter called Always and Then Wise. It's about laying your foundation. It's about climbing your tree, finding purpose. It's all of that. It's not really a book about that. And you'll see that I'm telling you in there the whole time, it ain't about that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So just know that this is more about you than anything. This is what it's more of a self-empowerment book, if you would.
All right, absolutely. Now in chapter 2, you did the chapter is called Knowledge of Self, Understanding Your Energy. Can you elaborate on understanding your energy and having knowledge of yourself?
So it's basically like knowing how you tick. All of us tick a little different. Some of us can't get in arguments with people. Because we get to a point where words tend to get jumbled up and emotion take over. And if you say emotion ain't the type of energy that you can feel, then you probably telling a lie. You know what I'm saying? Right. So understanding that we are energetic beings, we are beings of energy. You can walk into a room where there's been a fight and you can feel it in the air, right? When we talked about that music and stuff earlier, most of our instruments are tuned at a certain frequency that grabs a hold of you energetically, and it can either make you mad, sad, happy, horny, and all the above. Right. If we being honest, you know what I'm saying?
Loose on somebody getting pregnant.
Yeah. But I mainly talk about it as my mother taught me how to balance a checkbook when I was younger, and she took account of every cent that was spent, right? And we have energy, and our energy is required to complete certain tasks and to deal with certain things in life. And once you understand that, I talk about managing it and picking what you spend it on. And then if you do have to spend some on it, how much you got to spend on it. I talk about going hunting with my dad, and before I ever fired a shot, he taught me about different ammo, right? What this ammo is for this 3-06 that we're gonna hunt deer with. This ammo is for this 22 that we're gonna hunt squirrels with. The objective was to bring back as much edible meat as possible for the house. Right. So I don't want to shoot this squirrel with this 308 or 3-06 round and blow all the meat away. And then let's say I do use it all up on these little problems, and then the big buck walk out. And now all I got is these left. Now I can knock him down with this, but I'm gonna have to be right on the money. He's gonna have to be close enough. You know what I'm saying? So I talk about addressing things, using that end up on stuff. I liken it to mental real estate, right? And I say that if we address cardboard box problems, once we address them, we giving them address in our mental space, right? Right. And we keep addressing them, and then big God in the universe sends us this mansion that we've been waiting on. And we searching for the mental energy and space to receive it. And we look around and this cardboard boxes all over the land because that's how we ain't got it no more because we done used it up. So that's what I talk about as far as understanding that you do have energy. It is important. And then understanding that you're going to have to manage it. You know what I'm saying? And understanding just really knowing that we're energetic beings. My energy can change your mood one way or another.
That's true. That's real talk.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, it really can. So
yeah, because you're absolutely right about that, because I know people that can walk in the room, everybody can be happy, and they walk in the room 30 minutes in, bro, the whole room dead. Just everybody don't talking, nobody want to talk to nobody. Just so you're right about that. Now the other one I wanted to talk to you about was I'm gonna get to that one in a minute. You said managing your atmosphere. What can you control? ? Elaborate on that for us.
Well, a lot of stuff is in this day and age, we have so much access to so much stuff. So much, I mean, what we on right now, media, forms of media, social media, just access the internet, phones, and all that technology gives us access to stuff our forefathers, our grandmothers and grandfathers couldn't even imagine having to deal with mentally. With that comes more of our ego attaching ourselves to stuff, trying to control stuff that ain't got nothing to do with us. Most of the time, we take stuff personal because if you say the sentence back, it's because your ass take it personal and you take ownership of it and you can't control it. You said you got 6 kids. You can fuss, hoop, holler, whoop, do whatever you got to do. At the end of the day, you don't control their reaction or their action. All you control is when they say, Dad, I ain't doing it. All you control is what you give back. That's it.
And pause for a second. Yeah. If you would have said that to your daddy, I'll
probably get knocked out. But see, all I control was me saying I ain't doing it. And the other part I control is the bob or the weed, and it better be. You know what I'm saying?
Your dad ain't play no games, boy.
Yeah, I don't control that trigger. I don't control that. I only control what you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely,
that's real. That's all we control, man. For real, you control your action and your reaction.
Right.
And that's it. And once you start holding on to that, you don't waste so much time worrying about a lot of different things. And I like to say people are where they are when they're there. So I don't even worry about, people that's close to me. If they ain't doing what I think they ought to be doing at the time, I just immediately jump back to the time when I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing. And I know where they at. And when they want me to help them, when experience dictates that, they'll come to me and say, hey, bro, man, I've been tripping. I need to. That's going to work way better than me going to say, man, you need to. Now, some people I'm going to hold accountable, but at one time, I'm going to tell them, hey, man, you're out of line. You slip showing, you need to clean that up.
Right.
But I don't control nothing. Out of respect, they might tell me everything I want to hear. And when they leave me, they're going to do what they're in control of, which is what they want to do. I can't, no matter if it's mama, daddy, sister, brother, child, I can't stop them from doing that. I don't control that. All I can control is my availability and what I give them when they come to me for it. You see what I'm saying? That's all I got. So I think egos pushes us to try to control things that we have no control over. And I just want people to know that you control and when I refer to it as an atmosphere, the atmosphere keeps certain things in that we need, keeps certain things out that we don't need. So when I say you controlling your atmosphere, some of that stuff I talked about you taking in.
Right.
If I'm mad, me and my wife just got into it, I probably don't need to go listen to certain stuff and watch certain stuff or I don't listen to certain music and all that because it's only gonna feed into what's happening right now. So I gotta manage that atmosphere and keep that out. You know what I'm saying? And start thinking from the light again, from that light and decide to keep that in. That's me controlling what I control. Because I damn sure don't control her. You know what I'm saying? Right. And how she thinking. So I get to yourself and control what you can control. That's it.
All right, appreciate that. Also, man, I like to promote fathers, brother. You are a father. You are. I said this in the beginning of the show, but I want to reiterate what I said because I think it's important in 2024 that fathers are in the homes with their children, just like myself, just like Edgar, just like the other people that we know in our community who are there for their children as well. So I want to promote that, man, that you are a father, that you are a husband, and that you are here working in making what it needs to be made for your family to survive. So tell everybody about your family, man. How long you been married? How many kids you got? Talk to us, man.
So I've been married 11 years, going on 12. My wife Tamara is 8 years my senior. She just celebrated a birthday the other day. Now we told y'all where we from. That means we're a bunch of old soul gentlemen. So
come on,
once I saw this wave of the new crop coming through, no disrespect to nobody, I said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and give me one of them the granny rays that you know what I'm saying.
Hold on, let me tell you something. Wait. Hold on a second. Because you know I'm rocking with you on that.
Yeah.
I will tell you that new batch, I know we talking about religion stuff right now, but one of them pastors said this right here, Courtney.
These hoes ain't loyal. You gotta find somebody.
But man, so I'm glad. But go ahead, man. Go ahead. You've been married for 11 years, going on 12. When is your anniversary?
Yeah, it will be on July the 21st.
Okay.
So we went back home, not this past anniversary, but the one before that. We had a big party for the 10-year. Went back to Raven, celebrated that, man, had a blast. We've been together 14 now. Seemed like it make me feel old saying it. But anyway, we do have 3 children. Gabby was the oldest. She just turned 21. She's
Courtney,
she's in barber school.
Oh, what?
she's in barber school. She's a licensed nail tech, and she works a security job in the evening times while she's doing that. And she's going back to be a nail instructor soon. Then my next one is 13. That's Tamaya. Who's running track and doing boxing and a few other things that she has going on. And then my mini-me, which is CJ, Courtney Jermaine Anderson Jr., is 7 years old. And he is the manifestation of my nerd side times 10. He's a very inquisitive fella. He spent half of his life up here in Ohio, so he don't sound nothing like us.
Nothing like us, yeah.
Nah, he ain't got that country drawl gone. Yeah. Funny story about him. He got to meet Pop Wilson, Michael Park.
Oh man.
And it was somebody, and maybe it was Abdul Turner. Now, we was getting our hair cut. Green was cutting our hair. And I saw him look up when Pop walked in and spoke. And I already knew he was about to ask something. And he said, Pop shook his hand. What's up, little man? He said, hey, how you doing? Are you my dad's friend? He's like, yeah. He said, are your teeth golden? And Pop said, yeah. By that time, Mike was walking in. And I said, wait, he has golden teeth too. So that Raven cut ain't on him. He
ain't on him. It ain't on him, boy.
Yeah, he a little different. But that's my boy though, man. So yeah, that's my little unit. That's my world. That's the some of the most important things in my world. In my world, that's what I got over here. So yeah, that's my family, man. That's my unit. My dad and mother still alive down in Raven.
Yes, sir.
My aunt, the matriarch. I'd be remiss without speaking.
Say your name.
Say your name. May Tennant.
Come on, man.
Educator for almost teachers, 50 years.
Man.
Wiseman and Raven, mostly at Wiseman. I think over almost 40 at Wiseman. And I lost my grandmother, Miss Biddy, at a young age.
Yeah.
So it made me start school at 2 years old. That's why I was 16 years old as a senior. So when I was coming up there to play football with y'all, I was probably just hitting 13 or so. But she took that role over for me because Southern tradition dictates that our parents, most of them gonna have a sister that's old enough to be their mama, or a brother that's old enough to be their daddy. That range of kids is 10 of them, and then it go from way up here to way down here. My mama was one of the younger ones. She was next to the youngest and the youngest girl. My aunt Ola is the only aunt I got left living on that side. And she's about to touch 80 soon. She just hit 79. I just talked to her yesterday, trying to make sure I check in on her. But that's before we move on. I'm gonna tell y'all a story. Coming up 425 in Raven, 425 run north and south through Raven.
Yep.
You heading on south.
Come on.
Uncle George bought her a house right out there, and her house, the last house before you start seeing a bunch of cow pastures and stuff. On a Sunday, regular Sunday. I don't care what's going on. Ain't nothing special going on. You may see 30 to 40 cars out there. She left service early. She started the night before. She put something in the oven before she left. She left service a little early. She's a mother, but you might not see her at communion and all that. She got to go get this food ready. If 40 cars came and if it equal to 120 people, it was enough food there to feed all of them. And I have enough left to go feed the dogs for a week.
Go ahead. Yep. Go in there and get you something to eat.
Go get you something to eat. And the door was open. It didn't matter. She'll look up and, hey, baby, and be talking to you. And after you leave out, she'll say, who that was? And you have to make her remember. But it didn't matter. So we come from a place of taking care of your neighbors, man. That's deeply rooted and bred into me. So when he asked the question about rock earlier, it comes from
there
that.
She go.
Her right there.
Man,
her, my mother up there to the left, and Uncle Wesley in the middle. It comes from that, man, taking care of people. I wouldn't be surprised though. You put a picture of Uncle Wesley up, it might be people all in Idaho know about Uncle Wesley.
Man, hey, man. Every time I see Wes got that, man. Hey, look, when Wes speak to you, he speak to you.
Yeah.
So man, listen, and that's what I'm saying, man. It's like so much love, bro. Like it's just so much love, and like it ain't like now when you go to somebody's house. What them niggas over here for? It's like when you went to man Conola house, man. You walked in there, baby, you hungry? There's some food in there on the stove. Get you something to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Betty Wet, same thing.
Ain't Willie.
Ain't man.
You know what I'm saying? This is the crazy thing about Aola, man. The man who bought all the food wouldn't even be there.
Yep.
That's another thing. You gotta, if you're in a car, somebody gotta run a plate up there to Uncle George. He ain't even there, but he bought it all. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You gotta run a plate to him. Gotta take a plate to Miss Flo. Take a plate to Miss such and such. She can't get out the house right now. She's sick. You just run this plate over there, just feeding and taking care of people. And even in that, if my auntie wasn't a devout Christian, you wouldn't be able to look at that and say that ain't God. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's it in a nutshell to me. What you read, what you say, that's one thing. But doing what you do, we can go back in the scriptures if you want to. You see is hears, but we're gonna stand on the do part, the doers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Come on.
That's she a big part of everything I believe. Now she might not like the way I refer to us as gods of our world and stuff in some of the parts, because that's what she come up in a different era. You know what I'm saying?
Right, she did. Yeah. You don't play that.
Part of what I am is born in that. You know what I'm saying? And I never get away from it. Never will. It's that fire that burn, that light energy I talk about. I watched her come in the room with it. Right. And I watched her tap into that dark energy if you was out of line. She need to corral you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Shout out to Aunt Ola, man.
Shout out, man. And I wanted to ask you about that too, man. How like people that we grew up with, right? Mm-hmm. The families and stuff that we grew up when we went to church and all this other stuff. Like, how do people really feel about your observation in this book? Like, have what kind of responses have you gotten back?
I actually expected a lot of pushback, and surprisingly, I didn't get it. And mainly because I think some Egg and I have in common. before I share it with you, I've thought about it, and I'm a very logical person. I think from a place of logic. I don't think any of the questions that I've asked or that I had, other people didn't have. You know what I'm saying? And when I bring it back to you, to the individual, you can't argue with that. Right. It's no argument to be had about. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? We see it all the time with Bishop Long and all these different people. The greatest and the worst things we've ever seen done have been done by people, by man. And that's void of religion, race, creed, or color. Hitler done some of the worst stuff in the world. And the craziest thing about that is somebody loved him. He might have had a child or something. He was the nicest thing in the world too. That's God and the devil existing within the individual. And you making a decision on which one of these I'm gonna run with. Egg and I call it the gremlin, the dark side, right? Remember the 3 rules he gave him? Yeah, you don't if you don't expose it to light. So the way to beat it, beat your dark side is exposed to light. Because in the end, when Stripe and them had took over the building and was partying, when they broke the shades off the window, the light killed them, right?
Yep, killed them.
He said, don't feed it after dark. Our dark side, most of us do our dirt in the dark. Most people get robbed, most people cheat in the dark because your dark side is under the guise of darkness and it feels like it can move around without being seen, right? And then also don't feed it after dark. You ever went to sleep mad at your wife and woke up mad at your wife?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Same shit.
Or you watch a movie and then you go to sleep because we go into our subconscious mind when we're asleep. Right. You watch a movie about spiders and you wasn't scared, but then you go to sleep and you dream about a 40-foot spider.
40,
They start eating your legs and you wake up and the first thing you think about, damn spiders. So don't feed overnight. And the last one was don't get it wet. So don't fertilize it. Right. Because darkness, weeds, none of this stuff needs help to take over and grow. I give you an example that's closer to me and you. We big fellas, right?
Yes, sir.
We can hit this gym hard, lose 60, 70 pounds over the next 6 months. All that hard work, in a month, we can gain it back by not putting forth the same effort.
Yeah.
Right.
You're right.
Because darkness and the bad stuff, it don't need no help. So if you pour water on it, remember what happened when them gremlins fell in the pool? Oh, buddy.
Oh, boy.
They popping up and they going out of control.
Yep.
You take the light energy out of a house, the life going in and out, people living in it, and just watch it after about 5-6 months. You see vines, weeds growing up, mold will start happening inside. It'll start to rot. You know what I'm saying? So darkness don't need no help. So we call that the gremlin. So to me, it's that individual fight between the two. And it happens in here with every individual. And we all come together to make this big thing, the world. When we talk about all the stuff people doing, there's a certain group of people doing this, certain group of people thinking like us. Which power gonna win? It's a struggle. It's always a struggle. But the struggle starts in the individual. Moment by moment, day by day. So my daddy loved it. My mama loved it. Of course, they had questions, but a lot of people, a lot of that shock value too. Yep. I didn't have to say we was God, but I could have just said you ruled your word. But I knew looking at it, people saying it, they're gonna be like, let me see what this fool talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so even you asked about the spelling earlier. I wanted to be about you, and you connected to this big thing, that this big energy that is this life source that is God. Right. So you got that power in you. The kingdom of God exists within the man. I'd use other scriptures in there too. I wrote this book 4 years ago now, so I don't remember everything I put in it and scriptures I use, but we can go there, or we can go Quran, we can go wherever you want to go. Because I read a lot. I done read a lot, but like they put in that comment, the more you seek to know and find out, the more you realize you don't know. Right. So instead of a lot of people run. If you're being honest, Joe, some at the worst part of your life, something that happened at one point or another, and somebody wanted to pray for you. I don't want to hear that. I'm turned up on what I'm turned up on. And at that point, the only person gonna get Joe out of that is Joe having a battle with himself moment by moment, day in, day out, until he comes out on the other side of it. And I know more young people feel like that. So that's why I put it out the way I put it out. And a lot of people that read it, that I thought I was gonna get something back from, they hadn't said anything. Yeah. And yet. But
man, hey, bro, and because that's one of the things that you don't know when you have your own mindset about things. You think your own way. You never know what people are going to say or how they're going to think, or nothing like that to that. But I'm glad that you're not getting a lot of bad pushback for having your own mindset and what you think, because the way we grew up, man, it was, listen, you're gonna do what we say, like you said in the book. You know what I'm saying? You ain't have no room to say shit. I wish you would.
Yeah,
I wish you would say, I don't believe that. I'm gonna do. I'm my own guy.
Yeah.
You probably get your ass beat up. I mean, let me real. You gonna get beat up. You might not.
Yeah, you gonna get beat. You might get put out.
Yeah, you might
because
get.
the first thing they're gonna say is, "But that's the devil."
Yep,
that's the devil talking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, don't bring the devil in here.
But that's what we was. But devil wasn't in there when Mr. Whoever was over there with a hump in his back like a Halloween cat. That one. You know what I'm saying? So
you so right though, cause them preachers, boy.
Man,
my headphones came out there. Them preachers, boy. Them preachers get up in there.
Man, man, you know, man. We know them. We know. I've seen with thine own eyes. in the chapel.
I want to pray for you, sister.
Yeah.
Let me. I can't do it from inside. I need to come on the inside. I can't do it on the outside. So let me come in and touch the hem of thy garment, and you will be made whole. Yeah. So you're right. I seen them all on eyes, and we know their names, brother. We know their names.
Man, I done seen them in action, bro. I'm talking about the whole action, man. I done seen it. So, like I said, seeing it let me know at the end of the day, this is a decision that can be made. You know what I'm saying?
Bruh. Man.
It's a lot, man. It's a lot more. I'm not trying to be a shock jock or some kind of controversial figure. So I don't necessarily, if somebody did give me negative pushback, and I saw that we weren't getting nowhere,
right?
To keep our relationship intact and all that, because a lot of people get emotional. I'm not emotional about it because it works for me. That's what I'm. That's what I'm. My way of thinking. So I won't argue with nobody. I ain't here to debate nothing. I do know that it's a lot. It's just a lot of religions borrowed from other religions. The winners of wars, like I talked about, it's over 3,300 Bibles. I'm just talking about because Christianity is what's near us. I ain't saying no other religion ain't the same way. I'm just saying it's over like 3,300 versions, 2,000 different languages. I remember Reggie White was one of my favorite NFL players. Yeah. He was a devout preacher, and then he wanted to dive into Hebrew, read it in the Hebrew text. His son told me, man, we stopped celebrating Christmas on the day we celebrated and everything because it didn't line up with what. But even the Hebrew got it from somewhere. You see what I'm saying? Like it's all. Right. And King James being our most famous Bible, he published it and kind of started commercializing it. Commercializing, like that's why it's some publishers that generate over $2.9 billion a year off selling God. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And not King. Listen, I'm gonna keep it unfiltered. Yeah. King James, when he first got a hold of the Bible and had it rewritten, King James took out everything that had to do with homosexuality.
Yep.
They didn't put it back in until 1963. Yep. And he was a devout homosexual.
Yeah, he used the bathroom on himself. King James also wrote a book called The Demonologist. Y'all can what the new folks say, argue with your mama. You can go look it up. It's really there. And it wasn't nothing like Harry Potter where we know it's fake. Like he really had a book about his fights with vampires, werewolves, sorcerers, witches. He led witch hunts. A lot of women got killed that he might have been messing with their husband for all we know. But he really wrote that kind of stuff and led that. So it's just so much, and man having his hands on it. When I say I find what I find in scripture, some stuff is divine. Some stuff you can read and feel and know right then is divine. Right. And that's not just exclusive to the Bible. It's other stuff in other texts and other writings, and it's all kind of other people that did great things. And a lot of our heroes, a lot of the people we regard as heroic figures, they They had their own way of thinking too. And it wasn't the popular thing at the time. It was after somebody killed them, we kind of jumped onto it then and said, oh, that was a great man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everybody ain't like Dr. King. A lot of blacks and white people didn't like him while he was living. But once they blew his damn tie off on national TV, all of a sudden,
they
was a great guy. You know what I'm saying? John F. Kennedy, the same way. Malcolm X, definitely.
Yep.
Definitely a lot of people hated him. You know what I'm saying? Until after his death. And then, then he was great. And back then they labeled him as a terrorist and anything we were doing to get together. So I'm hoping that this book gets you closer to self so we can get together and realize that I watched the famous Cat Williams and Shannon Sharp interview that everybody
come on,
raving over.
Man.
It's a lot. It was a lot in there, but I'm looking when I'm watching stuff. I'm watching for something else. He said one thing. He said all division divides, and a lot of stuff the man gets his hands on, and when he manipulates it for his own power, it's divisive. You know what I'm saying? And that division will divide you. And as a people, our people, we don't need no help. None whatsoever being divided.
Right.
So everything I'm saying, man, you can take a scripture out of the Bible, give it to 4 different preachers, tell them to interpret. You might get 4 different answers back. And they might argue to the point of being about to fight. And this the problem, though.
Right. And I think that some of the reasons for that is because some pastors didn't educate themselves.
They didn't educate
some of their interpretations of the Bible comes from anecdotal experiences. It comes from them. It doesn't come from them learning about what, so they can't be in the same line when, like I was at church the other day. Lord have mercy. Let me tell you what happened. And a lady got up and preached. And she said, if you whoop your kids, you hate your kids. I say, hey, wait a minute. I looked over at my wife. I said, my wife just put her hand on the head because she already know I'm a fool. I said, that ain't right. Because if you go scripture, that's why you have to read for yourself. When you go scripture, the scripture says it's in reverse. If you do not discipline, if you spare the rod on your child, then you hate your child. Meaning you have to correct your child. And sometimes we knew better than any, Courtney, growing up. Sometimes you may have to get knocked out.
Out
to get it together, all the way out, sleep, wake up, and she said, come in here and eat something. So, and a lot of people today said, how we was raised was horrible. But think about it, Courtney. Ain't none of us locked up. You a father, husband over there. I'm a father, husband over here. We ain't locked up. We come on now. We didn't. Edgar went to the NFL. Murphy went to the NFL. You know what I'm saying? God rest his mama and daddy. He went to the NFL. We had some great men come through our little town because we were all get our ass slapped. And we didn't have people play with us. Ola May didn't play with us. Ola May told you what it is, what it was.
Harry Lewis,
man,
did not play with you.
Yeah, Coach Lewis.
Wasn't just your parents.
Why in my hallway? And the thing I love, and I talked to my wife about this because she has no idea. She went to Neville, trash ass. But one of the things I put out there is, like I said, you never had a community like we did because your principal used to be your daddy football coach. He used to be your mama's principal, right? Coach Brown was our coach, and he was my mama and them coach too. Right, so he was there for 30 fucking years. So now, you like, I'm gonna tell my mama. He say, hell, I don't care about you going to tell your mama. He said, matter of fact, I'll call and tell him. Because everybody knew everybody, bro. Coach Lewis said, go home. It's raining outside, Coach Lewis, get a boat. I hope you drown. You know what I'm saying? Like all type of shit like that. And I remember Kelly Shanette. And shout out to Kelly, man. I remember one time, man, Kelly got into a fight or something, bro. That shit was funny, bro. And she was coming out the thing, and Coach Lewis said, get out of here. Go home. And Kelly said, I'm not going out there. It's raining out there. Coach Lewis said, get a boat. I hope your ass drowned. Go home. Bro, when I tell you I damn near died, bro, I almost damn near passed out. Because Coach Lewis, he was funny. Like, he'll send your ass home with no paperwork. Today, they got kids filling out paperwork. He send your ass on 3 days.
Yeah.
And you better sneak up there if you want to. and see what happens. So, man, so we grew up, man.
Come back.
Bro, Sergeant Major, man, Colonel Morgan, like Charles Woodson. Come on, man. We just had so many great people, bro. And I just go back now when I come home and visit grandma. I go out there and I look at the school, man. I'm like, damn, there's so many good memories up in there, man. Nancy Davis and Miss Pipes.
Yeah, Miss Balfour Pipes.
Man, you know,
Miss
McCaskill.
Oh, yeah. I just made a post about Miss McCaskill the other day.
Mr. Scott.
Man.
You know, I'll never forget Mr. Scott said, hey, education pays. You know, and he'll pull out a $20 bill or something, give it to you when you get there. I say, damn, I want to go to this class every day. Like he made you want to go to class, you know. It's just a different time now, man. You know, hopefully the teachers cared. You know, teachers cared. I'm gonna tell you this, Courtney, don't laugh too hard. I went to my son's school. My son said, Daddy, I want you to meet my teacher, Miss King. I said, okay, cool. All right. So we went and talked to all the teachers, the parent teacher come. He wanted Miss King to be last, but as his first period teacher, I said, whatever. Man, Courtney, I walked in that room, bro. He said, this is Miss King. Now, you know, back in school, we had teachers that were very much older, right? This girl here was probably 24, 25. Courtney, no disrespect to my wife out there and the women out there's watching tonight. Courtney, when I tell you on a scale from 1 to 10, being a baddie, she was probably 13. And when I walked through the door, he said, Dad, this is Miss King. She said, hi, Jabari. She hugged Jabari. I said, wait a minute. My wife said, I don't think I like the way they hugging. And I looked, I said, good God Almighty. I said, this is why I want to come to class like this. He ain't never tardy. He ain't never late. She said, he's so helpful. He helps her with her stuff in the classroom. Shit, I see why. Courtney, can you imagine us having teachers like Serena Williams?
Man.
It wouldn't be. I think I with Miss McCaskill and Miss Pipes and Miss Davis.
Yeah. Better have been, but you know, it wouldn't have never made the news, though.
Oh no.
You know that?
No.
No. Don't tell nothing. And what I said earlier about everything that daddy say ain't right to my son, that's one of them. It wouldn't have made the news. If that's right or wrong, I don't know, but we wasn't gonna tell it.
Now, Courtney, there's some people that may have some questions. If they do, they'll call in and ask you. So, guys, if you want to ask Courtney some questions, just call in about the book. Call in. Also, and what we've talked about so far, you guys can call in, and we'll definitely get your question answered. And make sure you guys go and buy the book. All right, make sure I stay on that. Understanding Your God of Your World. All right, Understanding Your God of Your World by Courtney Anderson, man. And I want to pull up a picture for you, Courtney. That's going to take you all the way back. All right, I'm in the picture, so don't laugh too hard. This is me, Paris Wilson, Crystal Wilson, and I'm gonna say the last one for last. You because man, she down here in Dallas where I'm at. All right, here we go. Look,
Bunny roll.
Bunny, my God, damn, look, bro, that was Celebrity Day. So I think Bunny and Bunny was crisscross.
Okay, crisscross. I got
you. Crystal was Alicia Keys, and I was David Ruffin.
Yeah, I see David Ruffin collar right
there.
And
Paris just jumped in the damn picture when we took it.
She was just herself.
Yeah, shout out to Paris, Crystal, and Bunny, man, because Bunny just had another baby, so congratulations to her too. Yeah, but man, them the good old days, bro. I miss it, and I wanted, like I said, I celebrate marriage. This is Courtney, his beautiful wife, right? I mean, them pictures are banging, bro. I don't know where you took them at, but whoever did those pictures, they did a hell of a job.
Yeah, we took them up here. I can't remember I wish I could plug them.
But you in Ohio, right?
Yeah. You know, as daddy, we don't really, when it comes to shopping and stuff, we just give the money out. So I don't really know the girl now.
I understand.
She was dealing with I wish I did, but shout out to her for the pictures. You know?
Yeah. So let me ask you about Ohio, because you know we from the country and we are from a town where it get 110 degrees in the summer. The winters ain't that bad. How cold is it in Ohio right now?
Well, I just look. My birthday coming up on the 18th, so I just did the 10-day forecast. I got highs of 14, 15, and 16 with lows of 3s leading up to my birthday.
How the hell are you doing it? Go ahead.
Well, for one, I got a little bit of natural insulation on me.
Okay.
It
Hey,
helps.
hey.
I'm very hot natured. Don't take much for me to warm up.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying? Secondly, we always wished we could have a winter swag where we're from, but we just couldn't. The closer you get to it is a nice little like a little polo track jacket or something. And we wore our Eastlands and you get some Timbs and all that stuff. But now I really got some jackets and stuff in the closet, man. In Scotland, you can get fly and jump fresh, so that helps too. And at work, man, the main thing that helps is that heater. So shout out to whoever invented that and decided to put it inside a vehicle. The same way I appreciate y'all for air conditioning down south, I appreciate you for the heat up here.
But the driving though, bro, did you have to get used to the drive? Because here we in Louisiana, we ain't had that.
Not really. The infrastructure set up for it up here. So if it starts snowing at 1 in the morning, it'll be salt trucks and plow trucks out at 1 in the morning getting the main highways right. You might have to navigate the little side streets and stuff, but it really ain't so bad, man. It's you get used to anything. You know what I'm saying? So if you're there for a purpose, you want to adapt, you'll adapt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
now the great is summer and spring is beautiful.
A lot of white folks.
Bunch. This the crazy thing. It ain't no such thing as down south. Everybody, y'all stay over here. The tracks, they stay over here.
Exactly.
It ain't really like that here. And the hood, you gonna see just as many of one color as you do the other. It ain't like, we came through, shout out my brother Robert Lynn. You might see him in the hood. You might see what's my boy stayed cross canal, kind of short stocky white boys hang with us all the time. What I'm saying is it was only a couple. You know what I'm saying? But here, it's different. So it's a lot different. I like it because it gives you a new outlook on people. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it ain't. I hadn't ran into a person. I'm sure it exists here, but like it's more. You see a lot more interracial couples, older couples.
Oh damn!
You don't see as much on our end. You know what I'm saying? It's nice. It's cool. It's cool.
So when you come home,
spring, you love it though.
When you come home, do you fly or you drive?
Both. It depends. So if I'm coming by myself, I'll fly. If I'm bringing my whole group of 5 or 6, we gonna drive because I'm.
How long it take you?
I do all right for myself, but 5 or 6 of them tickets trying to fly into somewhere like Monroe, and then having to rent a vehicle after that, I might as well just rent that car and drive on down. 15 hours.
How long it take you to get here from 15
Ohio? 15 hours. Dang. It ain't nothing to it now.
In my 20s, I do that. In my 20s, I'll get me a damn Surge and drive that. But shit, boy, now, hell no. Boy, I be fucking right off the side of the road somewhere. Shit, sleep.
You know what helped me stay up now? It's an old habit that I picked up in Raven working at the pool from Sean Logan, but that's the only time I do it because I don't really smoke. I do have a handmade Dutch pipe that I smoke certain flavors of tobacco out of every once in a while. But when I hit that road, I'm gonna give me 2 wood tip wine black and mild. Then whenever I start getting a little sleep, if I hit that black and blow it out the window, it wake me right on up. I'm good for another 2-3 hours off that black because I don't smoke no more either, so it buzzed me.
Hell yeah, you up out of there. You up like a ball. Yeah. So, man, thank you. I want to thank you for being here tonight, man. Anybody that, like, when it comes to the book, guys, I want to say it again. Understanding Your God of Your World. You can buy this on Amazon. You can get it on Kindle as well. I have it digitally and I have it here. Courtney, is there any other sites that have the book?
Yeah, so not yet, but I am working on that. I'm about to send you. I'm actually about to send you the link.
Okay, cool.
Right quick, so you can post it up for me.
Yeah, that's fine. You can put it in the back there if you want to, in the private chat.
Okay.
I can just post it real quick for you. Ain't no problem.
Let me send it.
But yeah, man. So, guys, make sure you go and purchase the book, support the book, support Courtney Anderson as being an author. This is not going to be his only book. I know he probably has another book coming in the works for sure. You got another book coming out, Courtney?
Yeah, I have a children's book called The Slowest Cheetah in Africa. It's already done. I just got to publish it, but I'm working on, Egg and I are working on a curriculum for young leaders, and trying to get it into a couple of spaces. And then Egg and I are working on something that I'll let him tell y'all about that'll be coming out real soon. And I'm as I assist him with that, I'm putting that on the back burner. I got to do more interviews like this and go do some speaking engagements in a couple of places. And then once I feel like this is taking off, gaining traction back, then I'll put that children's book out. And the basis of it is basically doing what you do well and not worried about what others do well. There's a story about a cheetah who don't win none of the races, but he always catches food. But he down on himself because everybody praising the people who win the races, not realizing that instead of him being the slowest cheetah in Africa, he actually the best hunter, but he don't see it. Just somebody else make him see it. So that's the basis of it. And like I said, we do have a curriculum, a playbook of leadership and development that we're going to do for young people. That should come out around May. Both of them actually should come out around May. So that's what I'm working on right now. And still working on music and writing for people. And if you need a speech, you need a sermon, even though I just said all that stuff I said, I was raised deep off in the church.
Man,
I can I can run them out if I need to. You know, I'm not above showing out or showing God, making God show up anywhere, whether it be church on the corner, a storefront preacher like the Temptation Dad it was. If I gotta be, I'll do that. You know what I'm saying? But if anything written, I can do that too, captions and all that. So I gotta
get you and Edgar back over here, man. Y'all did a show with me before. I've grown a lot since then, so I definitely want to expose you guys over here some more. We got a sports show over here. So I would definitely like to have y'all to come through on that, and then just come through, man. Just have some conversation with me, because that'll be lovely. Now I do want to say this. I went to the Bayou Classic. I see you got Southern hanging in the back, but
I know for a fact you see them flags flying back there. I don't even.
Trash.
I ain't got to look over my shoulder.
But
who won, Joe?
Oh, no, man, there you go. That bullshit. Listen, hold on.
You can hunt, you can hear.
Hey, listen, let me tell you. Hold on. First of all, this is what we're gonna do. I know what y'all won, and that's fine. Beautiful.
Weaker. Yeah.
Okay. Y'all won. Okay. However, I do when it comes to the band now. You did hear what happened.
No.
Grambling made Southern quit. Watch this. Whoa, I was there. I was in the stands. I recorded it. Oh, yes. Grambling was playing and Southern, I think they ran out of music or something. I don't know. They just got up and walked out. I said, damn, what just happened?
We probably felt as if the competition wasn't worth our.
Oh, that's what it was. Oh, okay. That's what it was. Well, I feel aloha. I hear a whole lot of excuses. All right, man. But before we get out here, I got some questions for you. What your predictions is? I know a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans are in Raven. They want to go back and watch this. What's your prediction for Sunday? I want them to lose so damn bad.
What's where I need to scoop? Can you see that? It's sitting under that SU flag.
Oh, Baltimore. Listen.
Yeah, man, I don't want to hear nothing about a Cowboy.
I think Baltimore going to I think Baltimore to beat the hell out of it. I think Baltimore going to the bowl, man.
Yeah, I hope so. You know, I played ball and I've coached. I really wanted us to lose a game before the end of the season, and we did against Pittsburgh, but we wasn't playing for real. We ain't had no starters in. I wanted either Miami or San Francisco to bust our head, because sometimes that loss is good for you go in to know, hey, this can happen, and you need to feel that and know you don't want to feel it no more, because now ain't no more losing. You lose now, you gone. So what happens is we rest our starters, then we got a bye week. So that third game back going to be 3 weeks removed from playing in the football, and we on a good rhythm right now, good momentum, good pace. So I hope we do. We can beat anybody.
Yeah, I think
one thing we got ain't nobody else got. We got a Lamar.
Right.
It's
And Lamar is healthy, bro. Lamar is healthy. What's up, Crystal Light Girl? What's going on with you? Lamar is healthy. But before you go, I want to read some of these comments that they put in here for you. Blaze said, every head must do its own thinking. It's a personal favorite. In today's society, many people fall in line and relinquish the choice of to think for themselves. Thank you, Blaze, for that. He came back with another one. He said, Courtney Anderson is 100% right about a person's energy changing a room. No one is perfect, but you never want to be the person other people hate to see coming around the corner. Damn, boy, you ever ran into that before?
Yeah,
Hear that nigga come. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to deal with him.
Yeah.
He said, again, Courtney Anderson makes a solid point. Even well-known villains have people who genuinely love them, and they're not depicted as villains in their eyes. Listen, I speaking of that, let me get this Amazon thing. My bad, brother. Speaking of that, man, I just saw a movie with Nicolas Cage called Sympathy for the Devil. Have you seen it?
Not yet. But I'll go watch it.
It's definitely talking about what you're talking about right now. Sympathy for the Devil. Nicolas Cage is the villain, but then they turn it where you see why Nicolas Cage became who he is. And then you start to have sympathy for the devil. You start to have sympathy for Nicolas Cage character because it turns and you like, damn, that's what happened. And that's why he's on, because he's on a rampage. He killing everybody's ass. And then you like, damn, I hope somebody stop him and kill him. But then you see that turn, and that turn, it'll blow you. That twist in that movie will blow your mind. It's called Sympathy for the Devil, Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, always ending wise, and that's something y'all can't steal it because I do have it trademarked. Well, I had a trade name to my LLC, but anyway, always ending wise. If you spell out the word way, W-A, there's a Y behind it at the end of it, and all our ways ending wise. So everybody is how they are for a reason. And most of the stuff you learn besides digesting, blinking, breathing, is taught. We speak the language we speak because we were taught it. If we were taught to count from 100 back down to 0, that's how we do it. We were taught that red was green and green, that's how it would be. So always and then wise, we all think a certain way for a reason, and that uniqueness is important too. Your individuality is the most concrete thing there is. Like, you know that I know I'm me, you know what I'm saying? And I know that my reality depends on, since we have free will, it's not just, some people say, well, they'll mess up and tell you that's the way God wanted to happen. And I said, no, you made a decision. And then reality is based on what decisions you made. Now we're in the ramifications of that. Because if I don't pinch my hand right now, it won't hurt. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, he makes some good points. I'm gonna tell you another movie that when I talk about these energies and emotions and all that stuff, it's a cartoon. It's a sequel coming out soon, but it's called Inside Out.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah,
Inside Out's a good one. Elemental's a good one. The movie Soul is a great one.
Yeah. Jamie?
For adults. Y'all nothing about growing up in the country. I mean, I had DVD disc sets of Tom and Jerry as an adult. We watched a lot of cartoons and ate a lot of cereal. You know what I'm saying?
And Saturday morning was a go-to. Saturday morning.
But the older you get and you reflect on some of them, or you watch some of these newer cartoons, or even some of the old movies we used to watch, you'll pick up on all these messages that you didn't know about then because your ass hadn't experienced it yet. Right. And that's all we all are. We're a big ball of experiences, our responses to those experiences manifesting into what you see today. That's all we are. So experience taught me a lot of stuff about the old stuff we watched in cartoons and new cartoons to pick up on certain stuff. And if you go watch the movie Soul, there's a lot in there for grown folks too. You know what I'm saying? Funny thing about that experience, having kids made me a softer when it comes to watching movies, because I done watched some old movies I've seen before, like Hardball.
Yeah.
And I cannot watch G Baby sing no more. Boy, G Baby had me about to give it up. What is this? And I think about it, when you first saw it, you didn't have a son. Right. Now you got a son. Now you done buried some of your friends, and it's different when you see it now than it was then. Experience took you to that. So that's going back to me talking about people being where they are when they are. Like, they just experience will teach them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because sometimes, like my grandma said, they used to say, there's a hard head make a soft ass, boy.
Make a soft ass.
And grandma, daddy them tell us not to do something, man. We go do it anyway, and then like, dang.
By individual experience, most babies' first words is hot. Because you've been telling them, don't touch that baby, it's hot. Don't touch it, it's hot. And they'll mess around touching it, grab their hand, and the first thing they say, hot. And go to experience just taught you. You know what I'm saying?
Now I want to show you one more thing before we get out of here. Did you see this?
This is only for the ratchet people. On my mama, on my hood, I look fly, I look good. Somebody say, come on, tell them. On my mama, on my hood, I look fly, I look good.
What are your thoughts?
Well, go back to belief. The first question I got was did he feel like he was flying looking good, man? If he did, then I know why he was saying that. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
but I know where it wouldn't have flew at. You know what I'm saying?
Man. As soon as you said it, I look good. They be like, whoa.
You might hear that other mic coming from the where the piano sitting. Hit there in the head.
Man, look, bro, I appreciate you, man, for coming, bro. I appreciate you for bringing the book. Anytime you want to come back, man, hit me up. I'll hit you up and Edgar, man, to come on the show again and talk about some of the things y'all doing, because we need a positive light, positive Black fathers doing positive things in the community. So I appreciate you, man, for coming in, man. Do you have any final thoughts? And anything coming up that we need to support you on, brother?
Man, I appreciate you as well. Like I said earlier, kudos to you for the platform. I would like to, when I fly in, because Edgar's in Frisco, if I ever fly in to where y'all at, we need to sit down and record one in person.
Absolutely.
That energy I talked about, getting the flow and feel it, man, some powerful stuff can come out of that. So I like to do that. My final thought is just get closer to you, unplug sometimes. You know what I'm saying? All of this different stimulus that we have coming at us all day long. It's good to get away from that and be able to sit with self. And if you can sit with yourself in silence for a while, and that silence don't run you off, all the demons and voices you hear don't run you off, then you know you done some good work with self. And the ability to take self out of stuff is gonna make you respect the perspective of others, because that's the most unique thing in the world for real.
Right.
Don't be so quick to judge. That goes for if you're in Christianity or whatever you're in. Don't be so quick to judge your neighbor based on titles,
right?
Like Democrat, Republican, Christian, Muslim, whatever, right wing, left wing, all that stuff. Judge them off that energy. When they come in the room, how you feel? When you needed them, were they there? If you was hungry, did they feed you? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Can you trust your wife around them? Can you trust them to pick your kids up if you were sick? That kind of stuff. Go off that energy, because that is God in a nutshell, no matter what name you want to put with it. So be aware of self, man. Get back to self. Get to learning you, because you're the most important thing in your world. You're gonna choose what you eat. You're gonna affect your health. All this stuff is gonna come from you ultimately. And even if you are a member of a certain organized religion, it's gonna be up to you to push whatever that word is, whatever those values are. It's gonna be up to you to push it in your word. Joe just said it. We know plenty of preachers that's been educated. They can go back and forth with it all the way through, but they still got to make a decision to do it and to do right at the end of the day. You got to make that same decision, man. So concentrate on that. Concentrate on self, knowing self. If you ain't got closer to self, you don't sit down and break away and unplug and log out. Start doing that a little more. Love yourself. Try to lead with the light. You know what I'm saying? Don't feed that gremlin. Don't pour no water on him, and don't feed his ass after dark, because he will get out of control.
Out of control. He don't need much help. That water, damn it.
Oh man, you don't need much help at all.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Joe and myself, and again, no disrespect to my wife or his, because my wife knows it. The gremlin that I fought my whole life was a whoremonger gremlin, and it don't need much help to get out. and go crazy. So guess who I don't feed?
That whoremonger.
I ain't watching certain stuff. I ain't listening. I don't want to hear. Don't tell me no story about what I don't want to hear. I'm separating myself from that. That comes from a knowledge of self and knowing what you can and can't take in, what you can and can't be a part of. That's how important knowing you is, and that's how powerful you are in your word. So that's what I leave y'all with. Go get the book. Subscribe to the Lit Code.
And the link to the book.
Black man.
The link to the book is in the chat right now, guys. If you want to go ahead, I'm gonna pull up on the screen. That is the link right there. You can click on that link in the. I'll also put it in the description of this live as well, so you guys can have it. But that's the link to the book. If you to go buy that book, go and support Courtney in his book. Again, understanding your God of your world. Let me put it up on the screen one more time. Here we go, guys. Here it is right here. Understanding Your God of Your World by Courtney Anderson, man. Thank you so much, Courtney, for coming and hollering at your boy.
You, bro.
And this won't be the last time, my brother. And man, shout out to your family, your wife, man. And shout out to you for being a leader in your household, my brother. Man, you're doing your best, brother, and we see it. So I want to give you your flowers, man.
Thank you for that, man. Same to you. Thank you to everybody who watched it and gonna watch it. I love all y'all, and ain't nothing y'all can do about it. Love you, Joe.
All right.
See you later, man. Appreciate
Peace,
it.
my boy.
Hey. Yeah, let's see how you do under pressure. Yeah, I've been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra. Work with me, you know that I got it. Come with me, let's take a trip to the islands. We up on the jet, we'll do more than just fly on it. Stand on that hill, you gon' die on it. Boom, boom. Baby, I'm not one of them, you should try on it. Miss me with all that, I'm on to the next. With this up, I send you back to your ex. But good luck with that, this is big as it gets. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. Give them a name to remember. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever. Yeah. Oh shoot, they don't let me shoot a whole clip.
Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast racking up the flight miles. So high, I might never come down, so what, this is my lifestyle. Wait a minute, work hard for the car, so that's why it's all tinted. Wait a minute, had a real late night, woke up with my head spinning out in Nashville. It's been mad real, I need sunglasses, I need Advil. I like fake boobs, and my cash real. I like first place, you're in last still. Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast racking up the flight miles. So high, I might never come down, so what, this is my lifestyle.
Look, pocket rocket in my pocket, please don't make me pop it. All these boys just wanna copy the style, tell them niggas stop it. Whoa, this my destiny, feeling like LaToya, like it found me my Beyonce, and she shotgun in the cockpit. Grinding with the team, make casinos. In my pocket still full of green, call it CeeLo. Alligator watch on me, Tim Tebow. And these haters love to watch me like Tebow. Look, I don't take L's, I just learn a lesson. Before I count the M's, always count my blessings. Look, I'm too short, never second guessing. Got some money, put up for the rain, so I'm never stressing.
Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast racking up the flight miles.